Speaking about this trek, is a regular at the Do It Yourself Trek series show, Saini Krishnamurthy. She is an avid trekker. She's done more than 200 treks in the Western Ghat Maharashtra region itself. She is a certified mountaineer, a TEDx speaker as well. In this, I'm going to ask Saini very specific questions about the trek, which perhaps if you take a pen and a paper and note these things down, you can go do the trek yourself without having any trekking organization to help you along with this. First question to you, Saini. Travel from Mumbai to Sakwar, the base of the Takmak trek.
Okay, so you actually have to use 3 modes of transport for this. First, get into a local train. Find any train that is going towards Virar or Vasai. Get off at Virar. From Virar station, go walk towards the bus depot. It's very close to the station, almost just 2 minutes of walk. From the bus depot, get onto a bus, very, very regular buses, I think after every 15 minutes, that go towards Shirsad Naka. Just get a ticket for Shirsad Naka, get down at Shirsad Naka, and from the Naka, grab a shared auto. So it's a huge 6 to 10 seater auto. Just grab one of those or even a small auto and then ask them to drop you off near Sakwar. The landmark for the village is a Ramakrishna Mission building which is very close to the village. So get off there on the highway itself, cross the road, and you can reach the village and start the trek.
Saini, how would you plan this trek if you were doing it on your own? In terms of the timings, how would you go about doing that?
Vishnu, so I would definitely start very early in the morning. Catch a very early morning, probably around 5 o'clock, take a train that goes towards Virar. Make sure you reach Sakwar eventually by 7:38 at least. The max I would push it to is 9 a.m. And then that way you can do the trek when it's not very hot and it's not, you're not getting very sweaty and very tired. And you make it back to Sakwar by noon and then back to Virar by around 2 o'clock, depending on, the transport and what you get. So it's actually just half of your day. If you start the day early, do the trek when it's still not very, very sunny, and then you're back to the city before evening, and you can have chai in your house if you plan it right.
Saini, what are the water sources on this trek?
Like I said, Vishnu, there are 13 water tanks on the fort itself. Some of them hold potable water, some of them don't. It's, it requires a little bit of judgment on your part to figure out which water is clean, which is not. If you have any doubt, I would definitely recommend carrying some sort of purifier, either purifying tablets or a life straw or whatever other, things that you have. The other source definitely is the village itself. So in Sakwar, there is a well, there is one hand pump. You can definitely go to a villager and ask them for some water. Don't fill all your bottles at the village, definitely, but they will, they'll help you a little bit out if you run out of water for sure.
Perfect. What about the food on the trek? Is there anything available at the base village, Saini?
Not really. So the village itself, they would, because they are not really used to seeing a lot of trekkers, they don't have, hotels or houses cooking food. But there are many points on the way towards Sakwar where you can grab a good bite to eat. One is definitely at Virar station. There are many restaurants, many, roadside stalls that you can go grab vada pav or something like that. If you don't do that, you still have one more chance at Shirsad Naka. Shirsad Naka is quite a busy cross. It's a junction. So there's a lot of vehicles coming in and going out. So there are a few stalls. You can grab a, cutting chai when you're there, or even something to eat. So those are the 2 options. I would definitely eat either at Virar station or at Shirsad Naka, and not really wait till you reach Sakwar village to grab a bite.
Saini, which is the closest ATM to the trek?
I would say there is an ATM in Shirsad Naka. That would be your closest, most reliable ATM, but definitely make sure you have cash with you at Virar station itself or from where you are leaving. So don't leave it till the end. Go to an ATM in Shirsad Naka or Virar station if you don't have any cash on you.
How much cash do you think one should carry from their home and back home again?
Interesting question, Vishnu. So I think the trek itself is quite cheap. So along with food and the travel and everything, if you do it like the way I mentioned to you, the whole thing should not cost you more than 200 rupees at the most. But I would definitely keep a little bit extra, probably carry 500 in case you need to, not take a shared auto, but take a, auto to yourself. Definitely carry 500 with you. That should be good to cover you for the journey and for the food.
Saini, what is the total trekking distance on this trail and what's the total altitude that you would be gaining?
That's a great question, Vishnu. I think this is where the endurance part comes in. So the altitude of the fort is around 2000 feet. And because you're very starting quite close to sea level and not at a height, you will have to gain around 1700 feet of that, when you trek up. And the distance that you will cover through the trek is around 5 kilometers one way. So you're actually going to be walking 10 kilometers return. And that's a lot of distance and vertical height gain for someone who is not very used to trekking. So this one will definitely test your endurance.
Thank you so much, Saini, for coming on the Do It Yourself Trek series today and speaking about the Takmak Trek. And this truly is such an offbeat trek to do, and it's really glad that trekkers are able to hear about this trek, which is so close to Mumbai, yet it is still so unexplored. For more such videos on treks that you can do yourself, hit subscribe and click on the bell icon next to it to get reminded of our videos. For more information on the trekking world itself, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.